fine. I think the profit per bot numbers are pretty reasonable, particularly in 2035, only $10,000 profit per bot. To me, that still seems very low. Now, the thing that folks might quibble on is the number of bots.
Hmm.
That if you just jump to the next page, let's consider this. When we look at the bot deployments in blue versus auto deliveries, you say, oh my gosh, yeah, bot deployments are growing 100 to 100 million by 2035. That's huge. You've only got 15 million autos in your model.
Yep.
Right. But again, let's go back to the fact that bots are lighter, smaller, right, and a lot easier to make than an auto. So if you go to the next page,
It was
let's kind
five
of make
times,
them
right? Hmm. Go
in
ahead.
terms of vehicle equivalents. Again, for every vehicle you make, you can probably at least make 20 bots.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if we do that, those blue lines then suddenly look tiny compared to the vehicle numbers,
Hmm.
right? 15 million vehicles, the bot equivalent of that is only about 5.5 million.
Hmm. Yeah.
In
People need to ask
2035.
themselves how many, for every time a company can make one auto, one car, how many bots could they make equivalent to that one car? And you're
Yeah,
saying, yeah, 20? That
20 at
seems
least.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then the previous slide, you just said five, just five bots per car. So
No, I was using 30, I think, on the profit
this one,
slide.
this is five times compared to this one. It's five
Yeah,
times over
sorry,
20
this is
mil.
where it's not adjusted, Herbert. This is just the pure numbers of bots and cars. So
Hmm.
we've got 15 million autos in 2035 and 100 million bots.
Right. Which just says five times.
Yeah, yeah, in terms of the difference, sure. Yep.
Hmm.
Um, but if we try to take into account the fact that making a bot should be a lot easier than making a car, therefore you can make more of them for every car you make, let's say
Yep.
20 times as many, then scaling to 100 million bots by 2035 doesn't look like a huge feat for a company like
Hmm.
Tesla.
Hmm.
Okay. So I think they could actually scale more rapidly than this, but my numbers are nutty enough. I don't need to push this too much. Right. And then what does that mean for stock price? Well, who knows, right? But it's
Hmm.
if they can deliver anything close to this, then the stock price increase per year could be staggering if they can achieve this. This is just valuing Tesla on bots alone. I've stripped out everything else. I'm just isolating on the bot business. So in 2025, we can justify, let's say, $11 a share just for bots. In 2026, based on the earnings in that year, we can justify a valuation of bots of $256 a share. And in 2027, it's 1,800 and almost 1,900 a share. In 28, it's 6,500 a share. And then from there, it keeps going.
And this is you using the earnings of that year, but
Yeah.
theoretically, as an investor, for you should be forward looking, and so people should not be looking at just this year's earnings. You go, okay, well, let me map it out the way you did, and then they'll put a spreadsheet like you did, and then they're going to go, oh my god,
Yeah.
if this all goes according to plan, it's just
Well,
skyrockets, and so therefore, in 2026, I should probably give it more value now.
I did take that into account with the PE ratio, right? I'm starting with the PE of 200.
Okay.
So that does reflect the fact that expectations are that Tesla has a huge market opportunity, is hugely profitable and growing quite fast. Otherwise, you wouldn't give a PE of 200.
Hmm.
So this does take that into account to some degree. Now, you might quibble with my assumptions, and that's fine. You can create your own. Um, but I just wanted to show here what the impact is of scaling bots, just bots, on Tesla stock price.
Nice.
And if they're off by a year or two, okay, fine. Don't lose sight of the longer term opportunity. The next chart is if you discount these numbers back to the present, what would the price be in today's dollars? Right. So it's always important when you're looking at future prices to discount that back to present value. And I used a 14% discount rate to bring it back to the present. So I just wanted to share that as well.
Hmm.
Now, let's